If you listen to my first album, it's so different, like the style of music that I make, and it's more of a traditional hip-hop album. And when I made the first album, it was just, I was listening to nothing but rap and hip-hop and stuff. And then when I had about 3 years break between albums, I just started listening to heaps of other shit and hardly listened to hip-hop and rap that much. And it was more, I was listening to stuff like the Presets and Mike Snow and a lot of dance and indie and dubstep and shit like that. So I just found it like I wanted to incorporate that into the music that I was making now for this album. And yeah, it's come along very nicely. Track one is it's called The Takeoff, and this was probably the 5th song that me and Styles had worked on for the album. And it was probably the first song that we actually recorded and were like, fuck, we're onto something here. And it was perfect for an intro song, but at first we were making a beat, and Styles was sort of taking it one direction. I wasn't sure how it was going, and then he was like, just leave it with me and I'll make it tonight by myself. I went home, and then he called me that night and he emailed me the beat, and I was like, and he sent me that instrumental, and I was fucking absolutely blown away. It was insane. And he had done a little chorus on it, which is the chorus that you hear on the song. And then everything that I wrote on it, it honestly took me about 20 minutes to write. Just everything just poured out instantly. And for that song, I think we were sitting on that song for about 5 months, and it was like, this is fucking sick. Like, this was the first actual song that was like, we're onto something here, let's keep going. And yeah, it's good. It kind of gives you a feel for the album, because it's got that kind of electro beat and the chorus, and it says the main lyric in it from my perspective is, even when I'm falling, I'm flying, which is sort of the outlook on the whole album. Take off, bitch. So I'm Okay was a song that I did with Styles. We got together and we just made this weapon of a beat. It's on some really hard-hitting electro kind of shit, real dirty synths and stuff like that. And it's basically me just talking about how my sound is changing, and everyone's talking about how I'm not doing like normal hip-hop now and stuff like that. I'm rapping over dance or electro and shit like that. But it's just saying that you can say that I'm alone, but I'm all good. I'm doing what I want to do. I know my sound's changing, but I'm doing what I want to do, so that's it. Easy.
Yeah, welcome aboard. We don't want to make this album small, so tell your mates and we'll sell some more.
Just Got Started was a song that Styles had already had the beat prepared once we went over to his studio. And it's a really obvious sample from Whitest Boy Alive, and he was like, you guys should use this. And when me and Pez had finished the song, we were originally going to just use it for a mixtape song for free, so people could download it off the internet and shit. And once we recorded it, we were like, this has potential to do really well, and it was such just a funky jam, and live it sounded like it would be really cool and stuff, so we decided to hit up Whitest Boy Alive, and they gave us the blessing to use the sample, so we did that. And then yeah, and then it started going really well live and shit. It was good. People sing along, and awesome. So Throw It Away was that was a song that we recorded it, and I originally sung the chorus myself, and we weren't really happy with my vocal because I'm not the greatest singer, let's be honest. And we were trying to find male vocalists to get on the song, and everyone was throwing out ideas and stuff. I think someone even said, let's get Johnny Farnham on there, but that wasn't going to happen. But then Craig from EMI is good mates with Josh Pike, and he said that he played the song to Josh Pike, and Josh really liked it and wanted to get on the song, so that was a blessing. And then he got on it, he fucking killed it. And then yeah, there's the song. It's sort of about just chasing your dreams and not conforming to what you're meant to do in life to get by and stuff like that, and just following your dreams.
I feel like that's for me, so I know that it goes on, but we don't wanna know that.
Oh, g'day there. Didn't notice you guys in my office here working away. But the song Child off the album, that's probably one of my favourites as well. That's a song about my family, about alcoholism in my family, which has been a big part of a family member's life. And it's about my grandpa, my mum, my dad and my brother. It's a real personal song, real serious, and yeah, it's probably one of the best songs and most deep songs on the album, and we got a children's choir to sing on the chorus. We got them in there. And yeah, it's a really kind of heartfelt song, and I really dig it, and we got whole live band to play everything, and it's just, yeah, probably my favourite.
Why? It was the drinking that killed his mother. He's watching the same thing kill his brother, and he doesn't...
Boys Like You is a song that I wrote about my ex-girlfriend, actually, and I think it was when I was about 19, she cheated on me with one of my best mates. Like, I was at a basketball game, and then she called me up crying on the phone. She's like, oh, I'm going to tell you something. Right before my game, the bitch, and she was like, I went home with Ben last night. I was like, what? And yeah, so that kind of just triggered this fucking beast in me to just not really care about relationships anymore for about 2 years. So it was just me going on a bit of a rampage for a while there, but that sort of triggered it off a little bit and set up some trust issues for me, so I decided to write a song about it, Boys Like You, for the bitch that cheated on me. Killer's the third single off the album. It starts kind of eclectic and all moody and guitarish and shit, and then once the chorus hits, it jumps into this really fucking hard electro shit. And it's not meant to be taken, if you listen to the lyrics, it's not meant to be taken literally like I'm a fucking killer. It's just meant to be a metaphor for being just a general mad cunt. And that is killer, being killer in general. We step from above, burning our feet on the edge of the sun, murder the streets in a way that has never been done. So Falling Flying is the title track off the album. It's probably one of my favourite songs lyrically. It sounds like when you listen to the song, it sounds like I'm talking about someone else, but it's just about me, really. And yeah, it's an insane beat by Styles, and we got strings on there and stuff like that. It's a fucking epic one. Run Alone is Run Alone's the real kind of dance pop song off the album. It's one of the jams. We wrote it, and Styles had the guitar riff playing and stuff like that, and then it went into the real kind of dancey electro part. And the song's just about being in the now and being happy, and that's basically it, just being happy and stuff. And it took us ages to get the chorus for it, and then one day we were just playing it, and out of nowhere I just started singing the chorus, and we laid it down, and then it all worked really well. So I think this Run Alone is sort of one of the songs that could do really, really well commercially, for sure. It wasn't like, we didn't make it intending that, but once it was finished, it was like, I think this one could be a bit of a single and could be a smash. Yeah. So Hammerhead was the song that came right at the end of making the album, when like the whole album's really on a sort of serious, deep kind of vibe and more personal and shit like that. And I really wanted something on there that was just sort of taking a piss and being a bit of a fuckhead. And then we made Hammerhead, which is a real kind of dubstep synth line and just real dirty and shit. And I just get real foul with the lyrics and just have real fun with it. And that's probably the only song on there that's like that. Fucking Hammerhead.
Structure, look, Styles, man, I'm so fucking good, even my own mother would.
So Meant to Do, that's a song that was sort of written about, it's about bad relationships and stuff like that. It's about a friend of mine, and you know them relationships that where they just fight all the time and stuff like that, and both perspectives are just always blown out of whack, and still got a good relationship, but you know they're just always constantly fighting. That was written about them, but I think it's a really good song. But it's written from my perspective, so it sounds like I'm talking about myself, but I'm not. Meant to do.
What the fuck am I meant to do with you?
Miracle in a Costume That's a song that basically sort of talks about what falling and flying means in general, where bad things, that see the positive and the negative, like even when I'm falling, I'm flying, where I talk about having my go-karting accident and stuff like that, and talk about, because I'm half blind in my right eye, I talk about how I was playing basketball and that was what I wanted to do in my life, was just basketball. But then I started to go blind in my right eye. I needed to have a cornea transplant. And once I got that done, I had to wear a glass contact lens to see properly, and it was kind of killed my love for basketball. But at the same time, it was a blessing because I started focusing more on music, because that was the only other thing that I was interested in. And so that's the sort of the thing. Like, a miracle in a costume is another thing for blessing in disguise. And talk about the go-karting accident, which I saw the positives in that with it. I had to make some new songs, which ended up making the album better. Yeah, stuff like that. So it's one of the deep songs, and it features Gosling, which is a chick from Melbourne, and she's just insane. I love her voice, and I want to keep working with her, no doubt. That's Miracle in a fucking costume.
When you're all the way down, there'll be a miracle.
I know on most of the songs that I've talked about, I've said this is one of my favourites and stuff like that, but I Hope You Don't Mind is easily my favourite song on the album. It's probably the most personal song that I've actually written. It was me bearing all my insecurities, everything about myself that is a negative, I think. I'm talking about that in this song. And it's the last song on the album, and it's very, very heavy and confronting. I was in two minds about putting it out. I was a bit nervous about putting it out, and just because it's very revealing, and you know, it talks about a lot of shit. But easily my favourite song, and it's fucking powerful as, and performing it live is it gets pretty powerful and emotional as well. But it's all good when you got fucking album cover artwork on the window, you know. All the insecurities don't mean shit once you got a window like that, cunt. Falling and Flying, September 30th. Get it.
To the painkillers, cause without that feeling, you're the pain's killer. You'd think having a near-death experience would make a smart person take their life more serious.